What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to my channel only if you want to. But look, today, man, we got this 9-year-old adopted girl turns out to be a 22-year-old sociopath. That's deep, yo. Let's just hop straight into this story, though, man. Let's get it.
And we probably have the most IO story ever here for you today. Make sure you guys are subscribed, click that bell so you can be notified when we post more videos.
And before this actually starts and pick up, let me know in the comments. I want to know prior to y'all hearing the full story, what would y'all do if y'all found out that happened to y'all?
And follow the IO team on Instagram. We got links down below. So now we need to tell you guys all about this story, which is still developing and has me extremely confused as well. Long story short, Christine Barnett and her now ex-husband, Michael Barnett, were arrested and released on bail after being charged with leaving their newly adopted child in Lafayette, Indiana in 2013 when they moved to Canada with their family and broke off contact. The story has two sides, however, so we'll go from the beginning. The end
that's deep.
is gasping for more because the investigation is still ongoing, or I guess I should say the trial at this point. But here goes. In 2010, Christine and Michael Barnett agreed to an emergency adoption of Natalia Grace, who was believed to be 6 years old at the time. Or so they thought. As far as they were concerned, when they went to the adoption center located in Florida, Natalia had been in the U.S. for 2 years, had a Ukrainian birth certificate that read September 4th, 2003, and needed to find a new home immediately after her previous adoptive parents suddenly...
Bro, how does she infiltrate the system like this, bro? Her grown ass, that's crazy.
...her up for an undisclosed reason. Christine explained, I quote, "Out of compassion for their situation, I didn't want to press them for information on what had gone wrong. Natalia was extremely nervous. You could see she was going to need a lot of support and care. We did notice immediately in the parking lot that she couldn't walk. There was nothing in the paperwork stating that." End quote. It turns out Natalia has a form of dwarfism, more specifically spondyloepiphyseal. Like any good parent, Michael and Christine showed their new addition.
I don't know how he just sounded it out like that. You know what I'm saying? He sounded like a doctor.
Taking her for ice cream and even going to Disney World to help her get more comfortable with her family. When they went to the beach for the first time as a family, Christine and Michael were shocked at what Natalia did. I quote, "The boys rushed into the water and Natalia wanted to be carried into the ocean. Michael and myself were physically exhausted, so we asked her to wait just a few minutes. With that, she just got up and ran into the ocean. I remember looking at Mike and thinking, what's going on? She couldn't walk a second ago, and now she just got up and ran." End quote. Things went from weird to, well, just absurd.
Hey, she would have had to go. I'm telling y'all, bro, she would have had to go already.
When Christine gave the apparent 6-year-old a bath.
Sleeping with the door locked and everything.
I was giving her a bath, and I noticed that she had full pubic hair. I was so shocked. I had just been told she was a 6-year-old, and it was very apparent she wasn't. End quote. Yeah, no. As the days went on, Christine saw more and more evidence that her and her family may have been duped by an adult pretending to be a child, given her condition. According to Christine, Natalia would use sophisticated vocabulary way beyond her years, didn't like dolls or toys, and wanted to be in the company of teenage girls, not little children. She
walk like a duck, quack like a duck. Must be a duck. Come on, man.
Also didn't have a Ukrainian accent and couldn't understand her native tongue when a Ukrainian family friend came over and spoke to her in Ukrainian. Christine then started to find bloody clothing in her trash, evidence that Natalia was having her period and trying to hide it because she was in fact older than initially believed. Anyone see the movie The Orphan? Anyway.
Imagine what you will be going through, you sitting there, bro. You adopted this girl and you thinking that she's a child, and she's giving you these signs, bro. Would you be terrified? Bro, I would be terrified.
Following the blood incident, Christine went to her family physician who ordered a bone density test to really determine Natalia's age. The results determined the girl had to be at least 14 or older, so Christine swapped her childlike clothing for clothing more appropriate for a young teen. This is when things really started to take a turn for the worse. Apparently, within a year of being adopted by the family, according to Christine, their newly adopted daughter tried to harm the family more than once. As seen on a baby monitor, when Christine left the room, Natalia attacked a baby boy. In 2011, she was smearing bodily fluids on the walls and making death threats to the family. Christine even claimed she had trouble sleeping because Natalia would stand over them in bed. She had to hide all sharp objects out of fear.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Bruh, you can't... I would have been... She would have had to go, or I would have had to go. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to do the GO. You feel me?
Kill them by stabbing them, and once even caught Natalia trying to poison her coffee. Christine said, I quote, "I saw clean chemicals, bleach, Windex, something like that in my coffee, and I asked her, what are you doing? She said, "I am trying to poison you," end quote. Following these incidents, Natalia would spend about a year being treated for various psychiatric disorders, spending between days and weeks at the St. Vincent, Indianapolis Stress Center. In 2012, after Natalia allegedly tried to drag her adoptive mother onto an electric fence, she was sent to a state-run psychiatric unit under supervision long-term because she was considered a threat to others. During her treatment there,
Bro, that's like a real-life Chucky doll. This is like real-life Chucky, people. Bro, imagine this, bro.
it's believed she told doctors she is much older than she appears. In January of 2012, a clinical therapist claims Natalia said she was 18. The family's primary physician, Andrew McLaren, dated a letter in March 2012 claiming Natalia's 2003 birth date was inaccurate and that she made a career out of pretending to be a young child, fooling the family as well as himself. In June of the same year, she told staff at LaRue Carter Hospital in Indianapolis that she tried to kill her family members and felt no remorse, describing it as fun. That same month, the family applied to have Natalia's age corrected on her birth certificate so she could be treated as an adult and receive proper psychiatric treatment. After going through court, it was determined by Judge Gerald S. Moore that the family's allegations were true, and Natalia's official date of birth was changed from September 4th, 2003 to September 4th, 1989, making her legally go from 8 years old to 22 years old.
Hell no, bro. Just think about that little girl trying to kill you the whole time. Imagine coming across somebody like that, bro. That would scare the hell out of like a regular person.
That same year, the police started questioning if she committed immigration fraud, but the case was sent to the FBI and ICE, which officials believed was never really looked into. Natalia was released from the psychiatric ward in August of 2012 and placed under the supervision of Aspire, Indiana. Even though she was legally an adult, Christine and Michael found her an apartment and...
Bro, why he holding her like that, though? Like, for real, bro. This a grown woman. Is that her boyfriend or something? That can't be the dude that's supposed to be her dad. That's crazy. That's probably before then. Before he knew. But that's crazy.
Helped her get a social security number, food stamps, an ID, and apply for benefits. Natalia caused problems at her new residence and was evicted, which is when the Barnetts once again found her a new apartment, this time in Tippecanoe County. Christine stayed in contact with Natalia despite all the stuff she put her family through.
So they're not going to tell us what she was doing to her neighbors and stuff? I want to know, like, what was she climbing in their windows? Like, let me know.
And even made a plan to enroll her in school to help her get a high school diploma. Christine explained, I quote, "I said I've been taking care of you as an adult. I will do one more year of financial aid, the exact same thing I'm doing for all of my children. I co-signed the lease and paid for the rent up front for a year. I did everything you would do when you send your child off to college. I helped her with her groceries and bought furniture at Target for her. I was optimistic. She had a concrete plan for her life. She had food stamps. She had Social Security income for the rest of her things. She had demonstrated she was able to live," end quote. Now, this was in 2013 when Christine also released a book about her son, Jacob, who suffers from autism but is considered a physics prodigy. That same year, the family moved to Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, so a 13-year-old Jacob could go to school at the Parameter Institute for Theoretical Physics. When the family moved, they left Natalia, who was legally 22 at the time, in her new apartment. At this point, Christine claims she lost contact with Natalia and feared she stopped taking her medication and was posing as a child for a new, unsuspecting family. Christine did, however, get a letter in the mail saying that Natalia changed Michael from the beneficiary of her Social Security income to someone else. Now, here's where things get crazy. The Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Department claims the family abandoned their underage daughter, claiming that a Dr. Riggs at the Peyton Manning Children's Hospital carried out a bone density test on Natalia in June 2010 that revealed she was approximately 8 years old. Another test, which occurred 2 years later at the same facility, claimed she was around 11. I know 2 years from 8 is 10, but maybe it was 2.5 years. Approximate, so who knows. Regardless, in 2014, Natalia actually went to the cops and claimed her parents had abandoned her and moved to Canada. In that same year, Michael left Christine, moved back to Indiana, and remarried. Why they waited 5 years to act on this case is still undetermined. But after they visited Michael for about 3 hours on September 5th, 2019, he allegedly admitted that he knew all along Natalia was indeed a minor, and that Christine told Natalia to tell other people she looks young but was actually 22. However, Michael's lawyer claims this information is inaccurate, saying, I quote, "The police affidavit is not true. Michael never said he knew Natalia was a child. Police not..."
Bro, this is getting way deeper than I thought it was going to get, man. Now these people about to go to jail. Like, oh, man.
On Michael's door, and he spoke to them for 3 hours without an attorney present. The statements he gave were clearly taken out of context. My client and I have absolutely no idea why the district attorney has chosen to level these accusations against my client and Christine. The affidavit has been very selective in the medical reports it has chosen to cite, end quote. As of now, the whereabouts of Natalia are currently unknown. It's presumed she's about 30 years old, and the last time she was seen was by Michael in 2016 at a Tippecanoe Circuit Court when another couple tried to legally become Natalia's guardians. After it was objected by the Barnetts, who claimed she was really an adult, the couple dropped their guardianship petition. Now here's where things get
That's
even.
crazy. I think I seen something like that a long time ago. It was just the same case. That's crazy. I think it was a black couple too. That's crazy. Y'all getting I think it was a black dude and a white woman. Yeah.
Easier as if this story wasn't wacky enough.
Okay.
In court, when it was
Now it's
proven
starting to
that
make
Natalia
sense.
was actually 22, the lead investigator who's charging Michael and Christine with crimes against a child was there when the decision was made. So why he's trying to move forward with his allegations is beyond anyone. The state of Indiana is trying to charge this couple with crimes against a child, even though the state's same courts have determined Natalia is most definitely not a child. Christine
Right.
surrendered to authorities
Come
on
on.
September 19th and was released after posting a $5,500 bond. Michael did the same thing the day before, posting a $5,000 bond to be released. He was in court on September 24th to state his case, but as of now, the investigation, or I guess trial, is ongoing. And that wraps this one up, guys. I'm not going to do any comments because it's...
Hey, that's pretty crazy right there. Look, man, what I want to know from y'all is, man, so I'm happy we had these conversations. Shout out for the people that stay here with me. Look, man, what would you do if you in that situation, though? Like, I feel like for me, if everything is true, if everything was verified that she was an adult this whole time, and I knew that, and this is my situation, you can't blame me for what I would do, you feel me? Because I would have been up out of there when she was standing over me in the bed just looking at me. Then she tried to poison the drink. Oh no, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how old you are. You be standing in that crib by yourself, you can have everything. When I say you can have everything. You feel me? I'm out. But look, man, appreciate the people that stopped through and rocking with your boy, man. We're still growing. We're on our way to 300K. We be there any day. I appreciate it, man. Hey, I'm trying to make it to 1 million. You already know my goal. But look, man, I'll see you on the next video. Like I always say, man, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. See you in the next video. Love you guys. Stay original. I'm out.
Let's get it. Trip to Tokyo, we rock them diamonds first. Rolling on your wrist, they see you when you swerve. Fuck them other niggas and I made you hurt. You're the one for me, baby, and that's my word. Trip to Tokyo, we rock them diamonds first.